Welcome YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. I have been on this channel in a long time. Um, doing no reactions, doing no videos and things like that in that nature, but I will start bringing more content to my videos, man. I've been through some things, ladies and gentlemen. I've been through things happening within my home. Had some situations with my animals, my dogs. Um Dog ended up getting into something with a neighbor. They were on my property, banging on my door, turning my knob, trying to get to see my dogs. My dog got out because they were twisting the knob. Things happen. My dog chased them. My private property. I own my own. I got into some things with I ended up, my kid's mom ended up passing away from stage 4 cancer. I ended up going into a deep depression. Been out of commission for like 8 months now. Went to go seek therapy before I ended up taking my own life. Mental health is real. I finally learned that. I know it's true now. I'm seeking therapy. I'm getting my help. I'm seeking a psychiatrist every week, stuff like that. Um, then I lost my dad, just a month and a half ago, lost my kid's mom, November 29th. So it's been hard on me, but right now, shout out to you, Magmula. No hater. Love your content. Great young man too. Love how you move. Love how you help people, teach people. I appreciate you. I know you probably ain't gonna never see me do this reaction to your video, but I like how you move, like how you love to help people. I appreciate the kind of man you is. I love all the content you do. I've seen a lot of haters from Chicago hating on you, stuff like that. I'm doing a reaction of your video to this goofy dude, man, this officer, plantational Uncle Tom Tatum, and the Uncle Tom ways that he has, and the shit that he say toward black people, y'all. So, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share my video. Help me get up there. Mac Mula, if you see this shit, help me. I fuck with you too the hard way. I've been trying to do videos, y'all, but I got discouraged. I lost my kid's mom, my aunt, my cousins, my dad a month and a half ago. He died from the same thing. My kid's mom died from stage 4 cancer. So, help me get this out of in the algorithm. Help me get some followings, so I can do more reactions. I rock with y'all a long way. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. But this is a reaction to this dude, Mr. Tatum, about this Nolan Wells case. And I'm going to start doing a lot more reaction videos to this Nolan Wells case because it's a lot of fishy things going on. And I don't understand, and I don't like how the way they made that call, and that grandfather was on there, and how he said them kids needed help first, and then they called the granddad back, and then the granddad said, "Let me call my grandchild back," and then all of a sudden now they don't need no help. That whole call from the granddad to the dispatch, that was a 52 fake out, y'all. That was them speaking in codes. That was them speaking in codes. That was the cover up right there. They got rid of the body right then and there. They all in it together, y'all. The fucking dispatcher, the lady wasn't though. She didn't know. But the tow people they're involved. Yeah. So other than that, man, like, share, comment, subscribe. Show me some love. My moolah, I rock with you. I'm doing a reaction to your video. All right. But let's continue.
Officer Tatum to expose himself. See, Tatum has been out here covering this Nolan Wells situation, pretending like
he cares.
He's not a tap dancer, pretending like he just wants the truth.
Right.
When in fact, his real intentions for bringing up how many black kids were on the island, and things of that sort, was to redirect the attention to black folks, and take it away from the white folks.
Oh yeah, white folks could have did nothing wrong. Like white shit, it's always a nigga just like us. Look, I don't like that nigga, bro.
Me either, man. Suspects. Me either, bro. And he just exposed his hand, right? And all it took was a little rage bait from D.L. Hughley. Okay, so D.L. Hughley responded to Officer Tatum, who has had his name in his mouth the last 2 weeks. Right, D.L. Hughley finally gave him the smoke he was waiting for.
This is Brandon Tatum.
Y'all just see what unfunny ex-comedian D.L. Hughley just said about me. Posted a picture of me and my wife. To do what?
Oh, he got a white wife? There you go. See now?
Hey, y'all, listen. Right? This Uncle Tom dude, Mr. Tatum, who still wants people to call him Officer Tatum. Being an officer didn't work. Being a athlete didn't work. So you moved to be a content creator. But moving into being a content creator, you decided to go at your own people, Mr. Tatum. This explains why. He has a whole white wife. This explains the issues he has with black people in general. I think he has mother issues, abandonment issues from the mother or the father or shit, maybe both. Or he hates his mother. It gotta be something because the way he speaks toward his own people, he's racist toward his own people. I think it's because he don't want to lose his white wife. And anything that he says, even though he feels it down in his gut that he knows that something happened with this Nolan Wells that was not suicidal, that he knows that they unalived Nolan Wells, and that because they were all white boys, he wouldn't say it anyway because he don't want to upset his white wife. Period. Let's continue.
Now I'm understanding, bro. Now I'm understanding. Your ass is in the episode to Get Out. That's what it is. That's what's going on. Them white folks done got your goofy as all type of brainwashed. And you just, oh, what? My wife, man, white folks can't do nothing.
Nah, Mac Muller, no disrespect to you, bro. Love you, bro. But guess what? It ain't the white folks, baby boy. It's the white wife, Mac Muller. It ain't the white folks. It's the white wife. It has nothing to do with multiple white people. He's married to one white person. He's trying to satisfy the thoughts of his white wife. Come on, Mac. Come on, bro. You very intelligent. It ain't the white people. It's his white wife. He's trying to impress and go against his own people for his white wife, because if he takes up for his people while he's married to the white wife and say how he really feel, he would lose his white wife, Mac Muller. Let's continue.
It's the black people. It's always the black people. You done got psyoped and tricked and finessed into being a racist against your own.
Mac, again, bro, he got psyoped, tricked, bamboozled, discouraged, paid. He was paid by them white people, encouraged to go do it by his white wife, okayed it to be done by his white wife. He got paid to spin the narrative for black people against Nolan Wells. He got paid, guaranteed, to speak down on Nolan Wells' mom and father and lie on them on national television and spread false narratives to make the world switch from the white boys to black people when the black boy was murdered being with 4, 5, 6, 15 white boys. Let's continue, Mac Muller. Nice content, though.
Damn people.
Sorry, y'all. Let me skip the damn commercial. Yeah.
And everything DL Hughley is saying is pure facts. Do not watch this. Race Batum Tatum is profiting off the death of Nolan Wells by doing everything in his power to make those fake white friends seem innocent. Don't forget, this is the same self-hating bootlicker that said Sonya Massey was at fault and her murder was justified. Exactly. That's all.
Mac, and you know why he said that about Sonya Massey when we seen the slaying of her on national television? And this is what these white people do. Mac Mullah, they've gotten bolder. They've listened to the president tell them that being an outright white racist is okay now. Calling people names are okay now. Unaliving people are okay now. They will be saved and protected. It's okay now, right? So that's just what it is, man. Like they blatantly do it now because they know that they'll be protected. They know that they'll be safe. Mac Mullah, the police are today's KKK members. They are the people who are hanging these black young boys and these black young women and these men that they catch off guard with no protection, and these women they catch with nobody around them and no protection. They catch and they go after the weak black people, right? Who are very vulnerable, who trust them, who think that it would never happen to them. They don't go to the real hoods, boy. You know, they won't step in the middle of Chicago and think they about to start kids. It's the police, Mac Mullah. They're the ones who know that they can get away with this shit, man. That's why they blatantly show us right now, modern day, right, that they can do this, and they show it like they showed Sonya Massey, Sandra Bland, George Floyd, this nigga, Nolan, right? They show it to us. The little 16, 17-year-old black kid that ran 136 feet away from the store, he got hit in the back, and the Chinese dude got off. No charges whatsoever. They purposely charged that man with smurder, allegedly, not, because they knew that was the wrong charge, and you couldn't charge it. They was going to charge you with nothing else, so they knew that to charge him with smurder, he would get off purposely, right? So they do it, Mac Mullah, on purpose, bro. They charge these people, or they allow these people to show us, the world of black people, how they are getting away with unaliving us in so many ways, throwing us in water, chasing us through woods and unaliving us, beating us, choking us out, running us down with cars and hitting us in the back with shotguns. The police are unaliving us, killing us on video, and they show it to us, knowing that they're going to be protected, that there's going to be no foul play. Hanging young black kids and black women and men up in the trees and saying that they committed suicide and no foul play. Then they got the medical examiners who are in with it, with the police, with the city, with the. Then they, every time somebody kills one of these young black men or women, guess what? They show you the people that they were last with, and they're always white people, a little bit older people. And guess what's also behind these white people, Mac Mullah? Tell me if I'm lying. Every black motherfucker that has been murdered by white motherfuckers, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, one of them, and it's a white motherfucker that was the last motherfucker that was around him, and then they show you it was the white motherfucker. Are they not always somebody high in their motherfucker neighborhood, like a cop, an ex-cop, a judge, a lawyer, a doctor, and they're well connected, or they got money, and they bullshit you? And just like the fucking medical examiner, chief medical examiner in Mississippi, she lied on 5 autopsies, 5 homicides, 5 murders by cops and white people, said no wrongdoing, no foul play, and fucking suicide, and said that these 3 black people hung themselves. Black people don't hang themselves, Mac Mullah. We don't do that, bro. We don't do that. She also said the little young black girl, the baby, the little black girl that used to go to church, loved to go to church every Sunday. They said just not too long ago, the little black girl, she was hung in the back of her church that she frequented every Sunday. The tree was like 2 times taller than her. They said this little girl who loved church so bad was hung in the back of her church. That girl's the same medical examiner, Mac Mullah in Mississippi, said that little black girl hung herself. There was no foul play. She hung herself. Black people don't hang themselves, man. But let's continue. My bag, Mac.
All he is, bro. He is the black dude on the slave plantation. He the black nigga that's beating up all the other black niggas instead of helping us fight or helping us. You know what I'm saying? He the one who think massa, please, massa, whatever you need me to do, massa. Oh yeah, massa. Oh, you need me to whip that nigger, massa. Okay, massa. Okay, he the house nigga that do everything against his own damn people so he can get a few.
Mac Mullah, love, bro. Just say Django, the movie Django. That's him. He's Samuel L. Jackson.
Extra bites at a pig at dinner time, man. That's who he is, gang. And the white wife just made it so much more explainable.
To be a racist?
Hold on, Tatum. You can't play that race card, bro. You have said on numerous occasions.
Yeah, Mac. He's just Django. He's Samuel L. Jackson in Django, bro. That's all.
Racism is no longer a thing. It doesn't exist. So if it's no longer a thing, then D.L. Hughley can't be racist, according to you. Now, D.L. Hughley didn't post a picture of Tatum and his wife to humiliate him. He posted a picture to get a point out. See, Tatum have been out here parading, doing PR work for potential suspects in Nolan Wells' murder, right? Potential suspects.
Right.
I'm not saying they did it, but they are suspects.
Right.
So he been out here running PR, disparaging Nolan Wells' mama, calling her a racist, calling her a race hustler, a grifter. When all the mama ever said was, I just want answers.
Literally.
The mama never assigned blame to anybody. The mama never said anybody did it. The mama even said she don't think it's about race.
Exactly.
But she can't ignore that component.
Right.
Tatum called them all type of names. So D.L. Hughley is showing people Tatum is doing this because of this context.
Exactly.
Right? So take whatever he is saying and doing right now
with a grain of
in
salt.
This context as a black man with a white wife.
Exactly.
So when he out here, is disparaging a black woman, when he's out here disparaging black folks, when he's out here working counter, right, for Nolan Wells justice, understand why he's doing it or understand who this man is.
Exactly. See, I didn't know that.
That was fair.
You are the lamest dude in all of comedy.
What is more lame than calling yourself the job you used to have? You're not an officer anymore. You were a football player who failed at being a football player. You didn't make the team, so you became an officer. That wasn't working out, so you became an influencer.
Right.
You talked about emotion. What is more emotional than this?
The word.
He is a clown.
You cried for a white dude who the people didn't even think you worthy to speak at his funeral.
Right.
You said you wouldn't cry for your son, but you cried for him.
Yep.
That's not emotion. You talked at the way Benjamin Crump talks.
Right.
Just want to blame white folks. And so I go out there because I know that lame Al Sharpton.
He just want to blame white folks. See, you see how they keep trying to twist it? Just want to blame white folks. No. It just so happened that a kid ended up dead around a bunch of white people. I don't really.
No, Mac. He just wants to blame black people because he got paid to go out there because he's black and to go against what all the blacks are saying about this. Mac, this is a race situation. I don't give a fuck how nobody see it, how nobody take it. This whole situation is a racial situation. Period. That black young man, Mac, was a prominent athlete. Very diverse, very good at what he does. In college. Wasn't where Bart was at, though, but he was doing to get there, though, for sure, right? High in his class, top player, could play versatile in the sports. Wide receiver / quarterback, very good at what he do. The white girls liked him. The white boys couldn't stand that shit, that he was loved by the white girls. I think the girl Katie was Bart's girlfriend too, Mac, at the time that he was on that motherfucking boat with Katie, with Bart, that they lied and said Bart wasn't there. But did you hear on the call, Mac Mula, to the dispatch? Did you hear in the background where Warren said, "Oh my God, Bart. Oh my God, Bart." But they lied and said that he was gone, though, out of town. Mac, they didn't like that Nolan was as good as he was at what he do. The white girls liked him, loved him, wanted him. He was talking to that boy's girl on the boat while he was on the boat. They got into it. Mac, this is racial. They got tired of that nigger being who he was, having all the attention with they white girls and Bart's girlfriend, Katie, too. They didn't like that. They had to teach that nigga a lesson. Ain't this sort of just like Mac, the Carmelo? What did Austin and them say? They kept telling Carmelo to get from under the tent, right? What did Warren also say? Oh, we kept telling Nolan to get on the boat, but he wouldn't be a good boy and listen to his masters. So they had to do something about it. Sadly, Carmelo lived through his. He wasn't going to be another black statistic. Nolan, on the other hand, trusted his white friends, and it cost him his life. Period, Mac. Keep it a buck, bro. Fuck hiding that shit. You too real.
Again, like I said, for the umpteenth fucking time, I don't think the mom or the dad of Nolan Wales gives a fuck who killed their son. I don't care if somebody did kill their son. I don't think they care if it's an alien, okay, a white dude, a black dude, a girl, a toddler.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
A fucking Mexican? I don't think it matters. I think they just want to find out who killed their son. You made it about race. You came over here and said you just want to blame white folks. When have white folks got blamed for fucking anything, bro? Like, cut it the fuck out.
Mac Muller, not when have they got blamed for anything, because they've been blamed for a lot of shit. You know? Like you said, shooting up churches and going into shit when people praying. It's when have they literally been charged for the shit that they show us they've done to us live on videos. When have they been charged for the shit that they've done? That's the question, Mac Muller. Not when have they been blamed. When have they been charged is the question, bro.
What are we talking about right now, gang? What are we, the same white folks that burnt down churches with kids in it? You want me to look it up right now? Because we can look it up. Ain't no evil history in the black history. There's no history of us being overly evil to no damn body. But we got pictures, videos, and stories.
History.
The same white folks that used to hang us from trees in the middle, the same white folks that put us in slavery, we didn't put them in no fucking slavery. The same white folks that burnt down black churches with little girls in them.
The same white folks who took our whole communities that we had our own policing, banks, money in the banks, owned our own homes, built our own shit, buildings, companies, thriving. The same white colonizers who came into our black neighborhoods and burned down our homes, raped our girls, daughters, cousins, aunts, impregnated them, enslaved them, put our whole towns under lakes and water. Lake Ligonier is one of the lakes that has one of the historical black-owned towns underwater. Every black town, neighborhood that was all black people that was thriving with their own company, own cops, authorities, and shit like that. The white people came in and burned stuff down and unalived people and raped the women and unalived boys and, enslaved the young boys and put our towns and cities underwater and put them under big lakes. And why do you think Lake Ligonier, Mac Muller, right now? You can't go there as no YT person, think you about to dive in the water and all that other shit. Legend has it, all the ancestors that they murdered, and where that Lake Ligonier is when they go swimming, they don't really come back up. They are pulled down by the ancestors and unalived and drowned. And you can still see the towns under them lakes. Really, you can. Still homes, houses, and stuff under the water, stuff like that. So, yeah. Period. I'm just saying, bro.
don't know what happened there, but I know one conversation with a failed football player and a social media influencer.
It's not evidence.
It's not the predicate.
Exactly.
You don't have any toxicology report.
Exactly.
You don't have an autopsy report.
Exactly.
You talked about black people acting a fool. Black people are.
Oh yeah, this is the same man, Mr. Late Officer Slave him. You made all these false statements to turn the narrative around against your own people, right? You ain't have no motherfucking DNA evidence. You was not there on the boat. You did not go party with them. You did not leave the island with them on the boat. You didn't know none of these motherfuckers. You didn't see no situation happen. You didn't do no DNA testing. You don't have no motherfucking the smurderer. You didn't witness the murder happen. You didn't see no motherfucking autopsy report. You didn't go resume the body. You didn't do none of this and that. You didn't motherfucking do the autopsy yourself to be talking about. You sound just like your wife's people's. There was no foul play, and you can guarantee that you know what happened because they told you what happened. How the fuck could you make a statement like that about some shit you didn't even get to see? Uncle Tom head ass nigga trying to impress his white wife head ass nigga. Want to be a good boy to his master head ass nigga. Want to belong to somebody head ass nigga. Want to be loved and liked by these crackers head ass nigga.
Right to be suspicious of a state that took 31 years and 3 trials to prosecute and find guilty the murder of Medgar Evers. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that in 2005 found 215 black people that were dead and buried in a pauper's grave and nobody knew they were there. Black people are right to be suspicious of a state that just killed a 1-year-old boy and nobody's being brought to account about. Black people are right to be suspicious of.
They unalived the fucking 1-year-old baby and shot him through a car. When the mother held the baby up to let them know there was a baby in the car, and the white cracker ass, racist ass cop still shot that baby. And he's not being charged. And you mean to tell me this has nothing to do with race? Everything that happens with white people against us is racial and racist, period. The system was never made for us black people to have any fucking justice. The system and the rules and the laws were made to only protect these white people against us for the day that they knew would come one day that we would give and get tired and start responding back to them and start taking shit into our own hands. So they made the rules and the laws to protect them against us, from us. That's why when we go to jail and we commit the same crime, felony, misdemeanor, whatever the fuck that white people commit, that's why we get double the fucking time, because it's made to put us down forever, to possibly never have a chance to get out. Why the fuck do you think that black people make up the most population in all around all the states in jail? Let's not forget the exonerated. That's why, because we were also forced and coerced and threatened to take charges when white women were killed 70, 80 years ago, and they blamed it on a little 12-year-old boy that had nothing to do with it. And he did 40, 50 years, and then 40 years later, 35 years later, 28 years later, they exonerated him because now all of a sudden new evidence, new technology came out and he never murdered the person in the first place. Exoneration brings up most of the population of black people being in jail because we were forced, beaten into coercion, and lied on statements to say that we killed somebody we didn't kill because they said that they would kill us. That's why we make up the population, motherfucker, because half of us that are down really didn't commit the motherfucking crime. Let's talk about that, white people.
Of a state that has been poisoning black people with the water since the 1960s.
It's so easy to become a podcast.
I'm just keeping it real, Mac Muller. Matter of fact, I don't even want to talk no more because, I don't even like dude Mac. Not this dude Tatum. He's a piece of shit. But I'm speaking on other real shit. Like, yeah, the population of the incarcerated is made up of more black people than any other race, because how many black men were falsely accused and blamed for shit, and evidence was pushed on them that was false, and police threatened other people to come to court and lie on these black young babies and boys and young men and say they did something they didn't do, and put, you know, fingerprints on guns and shit because they got the power to have people's fingerprints on something else, and will take tape and put it on another weapon and pull the tape off and put that fingerprint on it. Yeah, they did goofy shit like that because they wanted to make an arrest. That's why we make up the population, because they lied on us and was threatening us inside of interrogations when there wasn't no cameras, and they scared us into death and saying that we did something we didn't do because of how long they had us in interrogation rooms for 24 hours, no sleep. You ain't had no choice but to say, all right, man, I give up. I did it. Fuck it. I'm just tired. I'm wore out. I didn't do it, but I did it. Yeah, that's why we make up the most population in the fucking jail system around the world, bitch, because more than half of us in there really didn't do it. Huh? And then 30, 40 years later, we get found exonerated because DNA came back that it was a white man that killed that white woman 40 fucking years ago. Yeah, that's why we make up the population, because more than half of us that didn't do it was framed on doing it. And evidence was lied upon and framed, and they put shit on us and put drugs in our car and put us in jail for 20 years. Yeah, that's why we make up the population. More of the population is people who really didn't do it and they get exonerated, but they have to be the sacrifice and spend 25, 30, 40 years. And then they come home and guess what they get? A motherfucking $1 million. But the white motherfuckers get 3.5, 5.6, and 6.7 million. But they give a motherfucking black nigga who did 40 years and was exonerated $400,000. But the crackers get over a couple million. This world wasn't for us, Mac. The laws ain't for us, Mac. I'm telling you, bro. I'm woke, open, very intelligent, bro. Trust me. But this shit, this goofy dude doing this Tatum dude, he's a clown, bro. He's an Uncle Tom. If the shoe fits weird, Mac, listen. Plain and simple, he proved why he's doing it. He has a white wife. He has somebody to impress. He has to impress that bitch. On top of that, he has to impress her motherfucking parents. He's trying to be liked and loved. So what better than to do is to go at your own peoples, because she's going to show her family, or her family's going to see you doing these videos, and they're going to see at the end of the day, guess what, Mac? This nigga's still black. They still going to look at him like he's a nigga. He's a nigger. He's never going to be white. They're never going to love him. They're never going to, invite him. He's never going to be a part of them. He still, at the end of the day, got brown skin. That's what he failed to realize. I think he think that he's really a white man, bro. He hates his own color. And it stems from something deeper than what we believe or what we know that he doesn't show. It's probably something involved with his motherfucking mom or his dad. But shout out y'all to Mac Moolah. You feel me? Shout out to the boy. I did his reaction to a video. I fucks with you, Mac, but like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to drop a comment, go ahead, drop a comment under the video. Much love, y'all, and I'm out.